Hey everybody, this is the 1986 Summer Sprint Super Bowl between the Orange County Ramblers, led by Dan Fouts, with his touch or long gain on 7. His running back is Walter Payton, who ran for nearly 2,000 yards in only 14 games, and a very strong defense as well. They're going to be facing against the Jersey Ramblers, who are in their third straight title game, I believe. They lost to me in the one from the 2014 card set just this spring on a crazy comeback. And they lost the one before that, I think, last summer. I'll have to check that out. Let's look at the Battle Royale page here. We're just ready to get them. They're just getting ready to connect. Check it out. Both teams have won 2 games in the playoffs. Yeah, so Joe Golden's he lost against Paul last summer in the 83 Summer Sprint, 23-16. He lost in overtime in the 2014 card set, 27-24, and now he's facing Rick in the 86 Summer Sprint. So here we go. We're getting ready to kick off. Let's see who wins the toss. Looks like Orange County will get the ball first. So Jersey kicks off. They chose to defer. So we get to see Dan Fouts and Walter Payton, that combo. So you can see they have a strong offensive line. 5-5-5-6-4 on the run. 7-2-2-4-3. So not that great pass blocking. We might see Joe try to blitz a little bit here, but last game, Orange County just decimated. Long pass to Stefan Page being doubled. They decimated East Rock, who was the #1 seed, with Walter Payton and running it all day. That would have been incomplete either way. So let's look at the playoff file. Second and 10. So in the playoffs, Jersey's beaten 2 teams. Sorry, Jersey's beaten Seattle and Wisconsin. Orange County's knocked off Honolulu and East Rock. In the run to Walter Payton, guessed wrong, the dreaded 5. You can see what a nice card Walter has. Kind of offensive power since Walter White and his crystal blue persuasion. Actually, that wasn't that offensive, unless you were against that kind of stuff. 3rd and 10, which you should be. Controlled substance and all that. Orange County has the ball in their first 3rd down conversion attempt. Short pass to Stefan Page being single cover, 3-bit in zone, incomplete. So Fouts has a nice card, but a lot of times you get a tendency to want to throw deep because his completions are just about the same, short or deep. Guessed right. Fair catch, and the 2-time runner-up Orange County or Jersey Rebels get the ball for the first time. And they have Dan Marino along with Kenneth Davis as in the backfield. Oh, a little bit of a gainer there, a short gain on Kenneth Davis' card. Davis has a pretty nice card. Let's see. The Green Bay running backs is who he has. Not quite Walter Payton-esque, but not bad. Line buck to Jerry Ellis. That goes for 5 yards. Jersey has a pretty strong run blocking line too, with 4 5s, including the tight end, and 2 4s. Their pass blocking is significantly better. Off tackle right, guessed right, picks up 4 still, 3rd and 1. So we've seen 3 straight runs here for the Jersey boys. Davis only has a limited number of carries. He only has 12 carries. But he also has Gary Ellerson and Jerry Ellis. Well, Jerry Ellis is the one with just 12 carries. Kenneth Davis has a few more. Off tackle right to Ellerson. Guessed wrong as he's keying Larry Kinnebrew. Picks up 4 thanks to the offensive tackles run blocking rating. That's Tunch Ilkin. What a great name, Tunch Ilkin. I remember having his football card. He was boosted up to a 6 there. He was also a tight end for the Steelers. Played a little tight end, played a little off tackle. This is the Steelers offensive line. In Summer Sprint and Battle Royale, we draft units from 10 units, draft and read right to Kenneth Davis, guessed wrong, 0 minute zone, picks up 7. So Jersey is now in field goal range. All of us coaches, especially in this rule set, which doesn't have dump offs or white die 6, we all have a tendency to guess pass a lot. Flat pass left to Gary Ellis. It's the interceptions split on the D card. That would have been 2 minute zone. That would have been a pick. Instead, it is an incomplete pass or a complete pass for 1 yard. Jersey has average on their defense, while Orange County has good average. I'm always advocating to get rid of the excellent, but Jersey right flat pass right to Kinderbrew, linebacker in zone 6, so he's going to only get a yard. Tony Franklin's a field goal kicker. He's going to go for it on 4th and 1. I'm always advocating getting rid of the excellent pass defense card, but this Jersey team with average knocked out my Seattle team, which had excellent pass defense. So maybe it's not so overpowered. So all those run ratings get boosted up by a point in this full house formation. Mike Quick's guarded by a 0 cornerback, so he might throw it short, thinking that Orange County will call run and maybe call short yardage defense. It's a pass call. Linebacker to Jerry Ellis, it picks up 7. Even if that had been stuffed, it would have picked up 3. Ellis does have a high fumble number. That was a 47% chance of 4.7% chance of a fumble. Guessed wrong. Short pass to Walter Stanley, and it's a sack. Dexter Manley takes care of Ray Pinney. It's a 7 pass blocker, but 12 pass rusher has a chance to do that. 32% chance, and he does it. Let's get the pass rush matchup back on. Burrito's 2 for 2 on his passes so far, but he's only got 2 yards, as they were both those flat pass linebacker in zone +1s. Second is 16, as Marino lost 6 yards on that. Flat pass right to Ellis, 6 there. So that's going to pick up only a yard. 3rd and 17. It's actually going to lose a yard, as Mike Merriweather 6 pass rating takes care of that real quick. 3rd and 17. 3-2-6 showing blitz. Will he bring the house? Will he drop 2 men in the long pass zone? Will he double 2 guys? Lots of possibilities here. Marino does have that. I think he has a long gain on 7 also. +31 on 7. Linebacker draw to Ellis. It's a bailout 10 roll. Loses another yard. So he's going to try a field goal here. 2 through 7 only is good, but he nails it. The kickers in this era weren't quite as good as they are today. Come on in, gun. It's open. Go open it for him. I'll do it. Be right back.
You wouldn't understand. It's not. It's okay. It's bad, but like you wouldn't understand, so I can't tell you. That you're not saying you don't get it. Mom. I'll just leave her a message.
Text her, yeah.
What?
You can text her.
No, I'm gonna leave her a voice message. I don't know.
All right, back to the game. Off tackle left to Walter Payton, picks up 2 yards. So I missed a play or two. So we had the kickoff, and then we had a first down picked up on a 5-yard run and a 9-yard pass. Fouts to Will Height. Long pass to Stephon Page. It's a run call. Defender X or long gain. Oh, no, so Defender X or +29, excuse me. And so he gets 29 as John Harris's 0 can't make the play. He was in a short yardage defense that reduced Harris's 4 to a 0. This is the Seattle secondary. No, it's not. Whoa, 19-yard run by Walter Payton. He's carrying the load again. I thought for sure that old John Harris was a Seahawk. Isaac Hole. Where's John Harris at? He's a free safety. So it's the Seahawks free safety. Maybe he picked up the Seahawks special teams, but that Joey Browner, Isaac Holt, that's not Seahawks. Off tackle right to Sammy Winder, picks up 5. First and goal to 3, second and goal to 3. That's bugging me now. Carl Lee's Minnesota. Oh, maybe John Harris was on the Vikings before the Seahawks signed him. Yeah, after the Seahawks were done with him, he moved over to the Vikings. So second and goal from the 3, short pass to Wilhite, guessed wrong, incomplete on the receiver card. Third and goal at the 3. We got a spectator joining us. I should send out the link to the live broadcast. I wouldn't mind a little company here. So let's do that. Big play here. Third and goal at the 3. 3-4 showing blitz against a full house. Sammy Winder, Gerald Wilhite. That's the Broncos fullback and tight end unit to go with the Chicago special teams. Off tackle left. +3 or 0, and Lomas Brown makes the block. His 5 was adjusted up to a 6, and that's just what he needed. So that's a touchdown for the Orange County Ramblers, 7-3. Let me see if I can get this out. Line buck to Jerry Ellis, picks up 7. Second and 3. Looking pass of Rodney Holman. Double team, so it's incomplete. Would have been a receiver reading otherwise. Third and 3. Nice double there by Rick. Both these offenses are dangerous with those quarterbacks. They can bomb it out at any time. So, and you can't ignore the run game with those running backs either. We're almost done with the first quarter. 7-3 Orange County. This is a money game. This is a game that has a prize structure. So I think the difference between second and first place is like $160. Puts a little extra pressure or a little more fun for the winner. Third and 3, 4-2-5 with nobody in the middle linebacker zone currently. Look, long pass to Mike Quick, covered by a 0, but it's on the O card. Guessed right, incomplete. So Jersey will punt. 57-yard punt by Rich Camarillo. And 13-yard return by Gerald Wilhite. So first and lead. Let's see if they start opening it up a little bit. They've been depending on a nice mix of run and pass. Line buck to Peyton. Picks up 6. It's hard to stop that consistently moving the ball. Even guessed right, Peyton picks up yards. This is preseason week 1 in the NFL too. But what's better, an NFL preseason game week 1 or Summer Spirit Super Bowl? Off tackle, guessed wrong. It's offensive onside tackle, +5 or +2. Picks up only 2. Everything looks good with the broadcast. Third and 2 at 37. Pro set for the Ramblers. 3-4 for this. 3-4 for the Jersey. Offensive onside in +5 or +0. That's Orson Mobley. He only has a 4 rating, so that would have been stopped 2/3 of the time. But Rick got the block he needed, got the roll that he needed. The white die was a 4. First and 10, nearing midfield. Orange County out to their own 42. Off tackle right to Walter Payton. Offensive onside guard, +7 or +2. That picks up 7 yards. Second and 3. End run left to Peyton. Pass call. That's going to pick up 6. Would have picked up 5 even, guessed right. What did Mom say? What did she say?
She confirmed my suspicions.
Off tackle left to Peyton, picks up 8. Let me pause this.
You're blind to this goal, which is a good thing.
2nd and 2. Orange County down to the jersey 37. You can put the air on, bud.
Yeah. Why don't you turn the air?
Hunter was exercising. Left guard +5 or +0 picks up 5. Flat pass right to Wilhite. Defender -1 or -3. And Milt McCall was McCall as the other side of the pillow as he makes that play. 2nd and 13. We got a 3-3-5. I don't think that's legal here, but it's up to the other coach to say something. He does not. Flat pass left to Wilhite. Incomplete. Third and 13. .335 is definitely allowed here. 3 wide for the Ramblers. Just outside of field goal range. Linebug draw to Peyton. Picks up 7. That's going to get them definitely inside field goal range. Keith Butler comes out. But again, these kickers of that era, they weren't that great. Let's see what he does. It's up and good. 2 through 8 and 12. That's actually one of the better cards of this set. So it makes it 10-3. So we saw Jersey go up 3-0. Orange County scored the next 10 points to take a 1 touchdown lead. Here in the Super Bowl, we're halfway through the second quarter. It's a nice pace to this game. 3-3-5 now as Marino comes out with Keith Jackson, Mike Quick, and Walter Stanley. Short pass to Stanley. Guessed right on the quarterback's card, +14. Pretty damn good. High interception split, but if you don't land on 11, you're okay. Flat pass left to Ellis. There's a 6 linebacker there. Goes for 6 yards. 2nd and 4. Marino goes to the shotgun. He is definitely not a pistol quarterback. So you're going to have a line buck or a pass here. Line buck to Ellis. Guessed right. Center +10 or +2. Mike Webster. RIP makes the block. Picks up 10 yards. Again, this, if you're just joining us, this is the 1986 Summer Sprint Super Bowl. It's a Stratomatic game based on the real player stats and their abilities. It's a cards and dice game. Here, Hunter, check this out. Flat pass right to Kenneth Davis, loses a yard. 2nd 11. Put all the wrapping into the recycle box. You like them? Short pass to Mike Quick, being doubled and complete. Okay. Third and 11. My daughter just got a package with some of her favorite animal toys, right, Hunter?
Yes.
What do you got there? Polar bear, panda bear, wolves. Pretty awesome. 3rd and 11. Mike Quick and Keith Jackson are covered by 0s. Short pass to Jerry Ellis. He's covered by a 6. Defender X, that's going to be incomplete. Just outside of field goal range. Jersey will punt. So pins him inside the 5. 4:48 to go in the second quarter. So you're here with a touchdown lead. Way too early to be sitting on the ball. So, but you know, you don't want to be too risky and start airing it out and risking a sack. Let's take a look at that Jersey pass rush. They've got a 5'8", a 5'3", a 5'7". Off tackle left to Winder. Linebacker in zone makes it a +3 instead of a +11. Orange County picks it up again, 2nd and 7. I'll take it off if you want. Linebacker to Winder, guess right, but it's on the D card, +3 or +1. Third and 4. 3:36 to go in the half. Jersey would love a stop here and get a punt and get the ball back in good field position. Linebacker to Winder. He was keying Walter Payton. So good call there. Picks up 7 on the D card. Let's see. 1st and 10 out to the 17. At the very least, if he can maintain possession and run out the clock, I think he would like that. And run to Walter Payton. Linebacker in zone. There was a linebacker there. That was Keena Turner. I remember him. He's a 5-rated run linebacker. And the white die was a 6. 2nd and 6. Out to the 21. 2:24 to go in the half. One more first down here and takes the pressure off Keith from having to punt it. Or, I'm sorry, takes the pressure off Rick from having to punt it. Looking past to Gerald Wilhite. Guessed wrong, +10, because he had moved the guy in the zone. Yeah, he did call a pass, but there was not 5 men on the line of scrimmage, and it was a pass to a vacated flat zone. So there you go, 2 minutes to go. Showing blitz now, 3-4. Against the I formation. And run right to Payton. There's a man there, but it's on the halfback's guard, +5, guessed wrong. 2nd and 5. Rick would love to hit one of those edge numbers and get the ball quickly into field goal range. See you take a picture of him. That's what I said to the mama. I'm looking past to Carlos Carson. No, it's a long pass to Carlos Carson. Guess wrong. That is a touchdown. Dan Fouts to Carlos Carson for 64 yards. He had lulled him into a sense of small ball with flat passes and runs, and says he's lucky, but that was good coaching. Okay. Send that over to Mom. Okay. So it's just like that, 17-3 in the Super Bowl. Short pass to Kenny Jackson, picks up 14. 1st and 10 out to the 43-yard line. Okay. First and 10, 3 wide, long pass to Walter Stanley. Single covered, but he's covered by a 5. It was a white die 4. There was a single covered Walter Stanley over there. That would have been a long gain on it. But that's what you get when you get a good coach like Rick. He'll double up those guys that are zeros and then leave them open sometimes. Roynell Young. So now he's going 4 wide. So the 2 guys that are just covered by zeros are Greg Garrity and Walter Stanley. Larry Kennerbrew in the backfield for his pass blocking. Short pass to Greg Garrity, covered by 0. Oh, sorry, he was double covered that time, but he still hits it. That's Marino. Look at that. 7, 10 units, double teamed. Not too shabby. First and 10, down to the Orange County 44. He would dearly love to get a touchdown here. 52 seconds left, though, 3-2-6. He can double the 2 guys covered by zeros, leaving the guys covered by 5 in single coverage. He also has to be aware of the looking pass zone. So he covers that with a 0, long pass to Walter Stanley. He's being single covered. It's on the quarterback's card, interception. A 10 would have been a long game, but 11, 2 through 6, 11, and 12. Dan Marino throws a pick, and the threat is averted. Now, will Orange County come back here and attack, or will they just run the ball out? They go to a four-wide formation, showing a little bit of a offensive tendency here. But are they just trying to? It is a long pass. Guessed wrong on the receiver card, incomplete. Wow. Joe thought he was trying to lull him or trick him into calling pass and then running it with Peyton. But instead, it is a run call against the bomb. Second and 10, 37 seconds left. Looking past the Wilhite, nobody there. Defender +2 or +8. Milt McColl could make the play this time as the white die was a 6. Watch Orange County use a timeout here. No, he decides to let the clock run down. Figures he had just quit while he was ahead. If he had put 2 men in that zone, that would have been a pick. Eight seconds left, a couple of knees here, and it'll be halftime. And Jersey gets the ball first in the second half. Your list is it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday list, so your things. Oh, takes a knee. Got it. So the defense calls a timeout, hoping to get a punt, but there's no reason to punt with 1 second left. You just take another knee. That'll be it. So that's the half. Jersey gets the ball first. Rick asked for a 2-minute break. So let's take a look while we have a chance at the previous Super Bowl champs. This is the list of the Battle Royale and Summer Sprint champions. A lot of San Diego Charger and Seattle Shuriken as champions, but look at the runners-up. Joe Golden, Rick Byrons. So these guys have been on deep playoff runs the last 3 Super Bowls. So we'll see what happens here in the championship game. Joe certainly had a quick comeback. Put that in the freezer for me, would you, bud? Yeah, give me a new one. Let's take a look at the stats real quick. So Orange County has 217 yards. 54% completion percentage for Fouts. He's only thrown 11 passes, but he's hit pretty big as he's averaging 10.6 yards per attempt. Marino, on the other hand, averaging 3.4 yards per attempt. That's really the biggest difference in the game. The threat of Peyton has had Joe Calling run a few times, and they've taken advantage of it. Kickoffs goes back to the 34. So let's see what Jersey does. Are they going to come out aggressive, or are they going to take it in chunks? End run right to Kenneth Davis. Guessed right as Rick mixes in a run call. 0 yards, good call. Would have been 7 yards otherwise. And of course, 7 on Marino is plus 31. Close that butter. Oh, never mind. It is close. Nothing. That's good. Guess wrong. And run again. This time goes for short gain. 1st and 10. I'm making peach cobbler in the slow cooker. I don't know if you like that.
Sounds very Southern.
It is. Plus 13 on a short pass guessed right. So they're taking it in chunks, not going crazy with some bombs. Looking past it, Jerry Ellis, covered by a 6, but there's a 4 linebacker there. Again, another 7, but there was a D on that dice, so a long pass would have gotten the pass rush going. We haven't talked about Orange County's pass rush, but it's got a 9, a 6, a 3, and a 12-4. Dexter Manley's the big threat on that line. Short pass to Walter Stanley. Guess wrong, long gain, touchdown. And just like that, Jersey's cut that 14-point lead in half. As long as Tony Franklin can hit this, and he does. So 17-10. Orange County gets the ball out to start at their 37. Stanley, we're going to help you do things right. 34-yard connection there. So Peyton and Fouts are back on the field. Plus 6 on a flat pass wrong on Peyton's receiver card. 2nd and 4. Jersey would love to get a 3 and out here and get the ball back. The problem is that kickoff return gave him the ball pretty nice field position. Line buck to Peyton. Guess wrong. Nose tackle plus 7 or plus 33. And Tony Casillas' 5 run rating holds up. $9:54 to go in the 3rd quarter. So he's not going to get a 3 and out. He needs to stop, though, and wants to get it before he gets into scoring range. Flat pass right to Peyton. Guess wrong, but there's a sack chance. Let's see. No sack chance. Excuse me. There was no asterisk pass rushers. So he doesn't have a Dexter Manley on his line. He's got Rick Bryan going for Rick Byrons. That's interesting. So going for against Rick Byrons as Jersey's on defense, of course. That was a 0-yard run by Peyton as the linebacker in the zone that time. Keena Turner makes the play. So it's 3rd and 6 here. Containment's in effect. A stop here and at least go for it on 4th down. He's got 3 guys covered by 0-4. Long pass to Carlos Carson. He's being doubled, though. And there's 2 men in the zone as he pulled back the extra DB, so incomplete. Coffin corner punt. So Jersey gets the ball back with a chance to tie, but they have to start deep in their own end at their 3-yard line. 17-10 Orange County. Jersey with the ball. Off tackle left to Gary Ellis. I said Gary's Jerry. Second and 6. Looking past Jerry Ellis, single covered, but again, he's covered by a 6, so it only picks up 2 yards. I don't know if flat passing is the best thing that you can do with Marino. But then again, Joe knocked me the heck out of the playoffs, so I keep my strategy sessions to myself. 3rd and 4. Short pass to Mike Quick with a run call. Guessed wrong, plus 19 on the receiver card. Quick is a max receiver, so some nice juicy stuff there. We saw what Walter Stanley can do, guessed wrong, even though he's not max. He's got a lot of long gains. Ball's out to the 28 now. Long pass to Stanley, single cover by a 5. There's a fumble on a sack or a snap fumble. It was a snap fumble. Dan Marino has a 6.2 out of 1,000 chance to fumble the snap. It was a 1, but the Jersey Rebels recovered it. That was Mike Webster. Mac Webster's doing everything today. So it'd be 2nd and 8. Got a couple of extra spectators here. Let's see if anybody else is on the broadcast. Nope. Off tackle right to Kenneth Davis. Picks up 9. Guess wrong. First down. First down. 5:06 to go in the third quarter. Like I said, a nice fast pace here. We'll be done with this game within an hour and 15 minutes easily. Off tackle right. Guess wrong. Another 9-yard gain. That's getting it done. Kenneth Davis moving the chains. 2nd and 1. This is the one where you think, oh, I'm going to air it out here. But Rick might blitz everybody and bring the house. He's not showing blitz. Mike Quick's covered by that 0. Something's always on the back of Rick's mind. Flat pass right to Holman. Guessed right. +7 on the quarterback's card. 3:54 to go in third quarter. I formation for the Rebels as they are in to Orange County territory. Short pass to Walter Stanley. Single covered, but incomplete as the 3's on the D card. .336 to go in the third quarter. You'd like to at least get into field goal range here. He needs another first down to make that happen. Another 2 first downs, really. Jerry Ellis is the ball carrier in I formation. We've seen Rick do a good job of mixing in the run call. Short pass to Rodney Holman. That's the tight end. He's being double covered by the free safety. 55% chance of a sack thanks to Charles Mann. Down goes the quarterback. 5-yard loss, 3rd and 15. Without that enhancement to Charles Mann's reading, that would have not been a sack. But still would have been double covered on a short pass, so not great. But if he had thrown it to somebody else, might have been a first down. 3-2-6 by the Ramblers. Long pass to Mike Quick. Is he being double covered? I think he's single covered. He is. Guessed right. Incomplete on a 5. It's a punt, so doesn't quite get into scoring position. And we'll hope for a 3 and out here as they have to start from their own 11. First and 10. And run right to Peyton. Guessed wrong. 0 men in zone. Or linebacker in zone. Offensive guard +5 or +1. So he dropped Keith. No, he dropped Milt McColl down. Long pass to Carlos Carson. Guessed wrong. Defensive back in zone X or +31. John Harris, the former Seattle Seahawk, lets down the defense with a 0 pass rating. Linebacker to Walter Payton, guessed wrong. Offensive center +10. So boom, Orange County is in to Jersey's field goal position. Walter Payton doing the job again. A mix of long passes and runs has been very effective today. Payton, 18 runs for 103. And run to Payton. Guessed wrong. 0 men in zone. Defensive end +1 or +5. A 5 rating by Rick Bryan is too close to Rick Byron's, I guess. And he does not make the play as the white dice a 6. Looking past to Gerald Wilhite. 1 man there. Guessed wrong. Short gain. First down. Orange County in field goal range. We're in the fourth quarter now. Jersey needs a turnover. That would have been short gain. Guessed right. That's just how Fouts rolls. And run to Peyton. It's a man in the zone. Loses 2 yards. That's the kind of call that Jersey needs. Without that man there, that would have been plus 12. So big stuff there. 20 runs for Peyton for 106. Wow, this game is going fast. I like it. 2nd and 12, not showing blitz, 3-4. Got to make good calls here. Line back to Peyton. 2 men in zone, no yard gain. 3rd and 12. Now, do you show blitz here, hoping to sack him out of field goal range? Or do you just hope to make a good call and let your D-line do their thing by themselves? The 7 against the 3 could be good with a double team. 8 against the 7 is not going to work very well. 3 against the 2 might be okay. The linebackers don't have that much pass rush with them. Long pass to Carlos Carson, single covered. Long gain, receiver reading, touchdown. Carlos Carson brings it in, restoring the lead to a 24-point lead. My, oh my, you'd have to put 2 men in the zone for that not to happen. So in the battle of the gunslingers, Fouts against Marino, Fouts has the edge. 24-10 with 12:54 to go in the game. This is going to force the Rebels to open it up a bit. Long pass to Rodney Holman. 1 man in zone, covered by a 5. 18% chance of a sack. No sack. Oh, there is a sack. Oh, my. Dexter Manley against Ray Penny. Dexter Manley is a monster. That's his 2nd sack today, and that couldn't have come at a better time for the Ramblers. Short pass to Mike Quick. Interception split on the D card, incomplete. So the weight of being a 3-time runner-up a la the Buffalo Bills is weighing on Jersey. But better be a runner-up in this kind of game than not to make it. Long pass to Holman, 2 men in zone on the quarterback's card, incomplete. Marino just hasn't been hitting that 7. It's going to be a fumble, but the Ramblers cover it up. Wilhide drops it, gets the ball stripped, and picks it back up. That could have helped Jersey's comeback bid. But as it is now, you're going to see a lot of Peyton and a little bit of Fouts sprinkled in. You're up by 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. He says, forget about running. Defender plus 27. Isaac Holt can't make the play. White die 5 against his 4 rating. It was a run call. Another run call, line buck incomplete. So he's in field goal range. Now he just wants to protect the ball, go up 3 scores. Man, Rick is coaching a very nice game here. Go big or go home, and Rick is showing the cojones there, going up top. Whatever that percentage shows you on his percentage of winning the game, it's up there right now. It's got to be in the high 80s or 90s. 24-10. 3rd and 5. I wouldn't even bother throwing it. Last thing you need is a pick 6. Just run the ball. Try to get into that closer field goal range. Jersey's in a 3-5 showing blitz. Line buck draw to Peyton. He's being keyed. So everybody was thinking the same thing I was thinking, just protect the ball. This is a 2 through 8 or 12 chance. It was a white die 3, so if he had just guessed pass, well, that would have been a 0-yard gain either way. Oh, it's shanked. So Jersey's hopes are alive. Jersey can't go. Orange County can't go up 3 scores. It was good 2 through 8 and 12, like I said, but it was a 10. So now Jersey needs some points. He needs to connect on one of those long gains, guessed right for plus 31. Short pass to Stanley. Single covered, guarded by a 5, 4-man in zone. With a 32% chance of a sack as Charles Mann goes against Tunch Ilkin. And it is another sack. Dexter Mann is, Charles Mann is keeping up with Dexter Manley. It's a Manley man contest. Long pass to Stanley. He finally hits a long gain. Marino is tired of throwing incompletes, and he connects on his own card. 10 plus 38 on that long gain. 1st and 10 inside Orange County territory. Another long pass, single cover by a 5. 18% chance of a sack. Manley against Penny. And he pinnies him to the ground. My, oh my. Waters, it was reassigned to Andre Waters, but that was a Dexter Manley causing that sack. His 10 against Penny's 7. So he got a sack last time on 1st down and went right back up top. Watch Orange County pull a guy back and double some guys. Long pass to Holman. There's 0 men in zone, covered by a 5. It misses. 3rd and 19. You're going to see another bomb here. No doubt about it. Rick's got to try to cover the right guys. I say just use the linebackers to double. Cover your butt. Leave 2 men in the zone. It's a short pass to Mike Quick. Single covered. Incomplete. He'll have to punt. 7:12 to go. Can't really, I mean, you could go for it, but probably not going to happen. Might be getting a fumble punt here. That might be what he's hoping for. My younger good boys are having a field day over there. 1st and 10. Koji, Toro, what's so funny? 6:54 to go in the game, 24-10. 3 runs and a punt is what you're looking at here. But I said that last time, and he threw a deep pass to Stephon Page. And run right to Peyton. Guessed wrong, plus 5. 3 runs and a punt, 3 runs and a punt. 2nd and 5. Flat pass right to Will Hyde. Intercepted. Guess wrong. It's picked off and taken to the house. What? Are you kidding me? 3 runs and a punt, I said. Dan Fouts throws a pick. Oh, the extra points blocked. So 24-16, 8-point lead. Goodness gracious. Oh, my stars and garters. We got ourselves a game here. It's not a good time to miss that extra point. You can go for 2 points conversion. So another flat pass. I was going to let that stop. I'm going to be aggressive. Get a couple 1st downs. Try to get that 2-score lead back. Peyton in the I formation. Imperative here that Orange County makes some good calls. And run right to Peyton. 0 men there. Guessed wrong. 4 yards. It'll be 3rd and 3. A run call there would have made it 3rd and 4. And it's a key to stop that play. 3rd and 3, 4:30 to go in the game. 24-16, looking past to Peyton. Guess wrong. Everything except 7 was a 1st down on the receiver reading, but he rolled a 7. So he had a 30 out of 36 chance of picking up that 1st down. So are the Strat gods finally remembering the sacrifices that Joe's made by being the runner-up the last 2 Super Bowls? Are they going to reward his perseverance? Are we going to see an overtime in the Summer Sprint Super Bowl? Stay tuned to find out. 3:54 to go in the game. 4 wide. Short pass to Greg Garrity. Single covered. Guessed right. Plus 11 on Marino's card. Danny Boy. That famous Irish folk song. Can Danny Boy do it? Long pass to Kenny Jackson. Single covered. There is a 27% chance of a sack. Dexter Manley. He does it again. Jeez Louise, these low sack chances. And he's coming through. Ray Penny is going to lose his game check over the 2nd and 21. So a first down sack followed by a second down bomb. Is that what we're going to see again? 3-2-6 against the 4 wide. Not showing blitz. Looking past to Kenny Jackson. There is somebody there. Guess right, picks up 6 yards. It'll be 3rd and 15. Are we locked here? Nope, that's good. 3rd and 15. Those D's are plaguing the Jersey Rebels, as the D indicates there's a sack chance, and the Orange County, which typically they base most of their teams around a very strong pass rush, it's been coming up big for them today. 3rd and 15. Will he go to one of the zeros, Garrity or Stanley? He does. He goes to, no, I'm sorry, Stanley's covered by a 5. Incomplete, 4th and 15, 2:24. 2 timeouts left. My, oh my, I think you got to go for it here. So this is the Super Bowl, folks. Jersey Joe, don't you know he needs a long pass connection or receiver reading for a big gain? Marino's card doesn't have very many, if any, plus 15 on his own card on a short pass. Got to air it out here. Go try to hit that 7 plus 31 on a non-doubled wide receiver. Long pass to Greg Garrity, but he's being doubled. And that's incomplete. And that will be a turnover on downs. Even if it wasn't doubled, that was a incomplete. Good call there, Joe says. Tips his cap. So leading by 8. The 2-minute warning will stop the clock once. And Jersey has 2 timeouts as well. 3 runs and a punt. Maybe you get 3 runs and a field goal chance with Payton back there. Do you risk a flat pass? We saw what happened last time. He had a flat pass, guessed wrong, 2 through 4 and 12, and he got picked off. Joe's blaming the missed extra point, but I'm sorry. It's been all the sacks. That's really what's put him out of sync. Makes those, 2nd and 10 is a lot easier mentally to try to hit than 2nd and 21. There's always a chance of a fumble. Looking past Orson Mobley, plus 30. He had moved both guys down to plug zones, keying Payton. But that 3 runs and a punt, that did not need to happen here. As he'll get at least a field goal here, you'd think, to make it a 2-score game. You kind of don't want to score right away. Picks up 4 yards. Make him use those timeouts. I don't know. You take a couple knees here, kick a field goal, but then again, you miss a field goal. You're only 1 score. So you got to run it. Sammy Winder. It's got the low fumble reading, touchdown, offensive tackle, plus 3 or plus 0. Lomas Brown makes a block, and it's 31-16. The good news for the Rebels, if there is any good news, is they can strike quickly. You get a touchdown here and recover the onside kick, you're in good shape. But first of all, you need to hit a long gain, long pass to Stanley, plus 31. Finally, that plus 31 shows up. Down to the 32-yard line. You need another one like that. And then to kick and recover the onside kick. So you can't play it too conservatively here if you're Rick. But then again, you kind of have to because it's going to take a lot of good rolling here. You want it on the quarterback's card again, 2, 4, 7, or 10. Long pass to Stanley, doubled this time, but it's on the D card anyway. So you might want to mix in a flat pass to one of those empty zones. Try to get out of bounds if he's bringing those 6s or using them to double. Flat pass out of him plus 23, I think. 2nd and 10. Long pass, Jerry Ellis. Single cover, but 2-minute zone. Intercepted, and that's the game, folks. A 10 there would have been a touchdown. He's just not hitting his rolls tonight, and that's going to be the way it ends. 31-16 will be your final score. One more knee for Dan Fouts. And congratulations to Rick Byrons and the Orange County Ramblers as they win the Super Bowl. I think they were my prediction for a Super Bowl finalist. I had Paul in there as the champion, but not a bad. I knew Rick. There's certain teams that always make the playoffs and are dangerous in the playoffs, and that's Rick. So. Let's invite Rick on for a post-game interview. Well, let's see if we can get either one of the participants on. Maybe not. I don't know if they have microphones. I think Joe does, but he might not feel like talking. I don't blame him. Third time he's lost the Super Bowl, third time in a row. So maybe he should change his name to the Buffalo Bills instead of the Jersey Rebels. Buffalo Rebels. But if he shows up in the Super Bowl next shot time and cashes again, I think he'll be satisfied with that. Nothing wrong with finishing second when you're in a money league. So I don't know if either one will come on, but let's take a look at the stats. Number of first downs were fine. Really, again, it was the pass rush, which killed 6 sacks on Dan Marino. So Rick's coming on, so that's good. I think almost every one of those sacks were low percentage. Let me see if I can pull up the game log here. In case you want to know where to find the game logs, you just look in your Stratomatic football folder, in the leagues folder, and then whatever league it is, log files. We want the Jersey Orange County game. Let's see, sacked. So we had.
Hey, Dennis, I'm in.
Hey, Rick, how are you? Congratulations.
I have to say I've been the Buffalo Bills of many leagues, so I can feel for Joe.
It's got to feel good to get that first money league. The little prize fund is a nice little bonus, but getting your name there on the champions page has got to be just as fulfilling.
Feels good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dennis, it's not about the money.
Well, it's a nice little bonus, but it's really not. It's about the championship. I would trade my Battle Royale championships for a couple of Autumn Wind championships in a heartbeat.
I'll take the Battle Royale because Autumn Wind for me I think I'm on a 10-year plan now. I can't even say I have a 3-year plan. So
I'm selling out and going for it all again this year as usual. So we'll see if I can finally get one. I got to get past the Canadian blockade in order to win.
Yeah. No
so, but looking at this game, I thought the key to this game was your pass rush. I'm looking through the sack log. Dexter Manley and Charles Mann, there was time and time again where they had either a 27% chance of a sack, a 32% chance of a sack, and it hit over and over again.
I know, and I wasn't safety blitzing either, so it was all those guys. I didn't help them.
Yeah, and they Manley was faced up as a 12 pass rusher against Ray Penny, and his 7 pass block rating. So it wasn't like he had the odds in his favor, but every time it came up,
he got it. I know.
He got the goal. There was one time
I was watching it and I could feel Joe on the other side. Joe, if you're listening, I feel you, man, because it just seemed like every D that came up, I got the sack, and I thought, oh man,
And that really changes the feel of a drive, because 2nd and 10 with Marino, no problem. 2nd and 21, all of a sudden you're forced to throw a few more through more bombs. And I thought another thing that was important. Well, you did a great job of mixing in the run calls and catching him calling run when you were going deep and hitting those rolls. So he had a couple times where he caught you calling run, but he couldn't hit. And that's just the way Strat goes sometimes. But you did a good job of setting him up, I thought, especially there towards the end of the first half. You surprised even me with a bomb call, or he surprised me with a run call late, and it didn't hit. But
oh yeah, the Emil Harry one, I thought, oh man, I couldn't believe he called run, and I almost hit it. So.
Couldn't believe that. But right before that, you had been dinking and dunking the ball, running with Peyton, throwing flats as you crawled out from the inside the 5-yard line out to about the 30. And I think he was expecting more of that as the time was running down, and you aired it out. And that was just a beautiful play call. And that I think was a 61-yard touchdown or something like that.
Yeah, I think that was Carlos Carson, right? This season, I think anybody would look at my stats and the team would say that MVP was Peyton. Carlos Carson, oh man, like every time I needed that guy to catch a bomb, he caught it. He was amazing. KC receivers, thank you.
Yes, great pick. And I didn't even, I had picked a different group ahead of them, but that Carlos Carson card, the number of long gains, guessed right or guessed wrong, is impressive. And you seem to hit those in the playoffs couple times that I saw.
Yep.
So that was a 64-yard pass with 137 to go in the half. So he probably thought, oh, I had him pinned deep. I'm going to work, he's working it out. He's probably going to try to get into field goal range. And he caught him on a run call, and boom, that hit. And then the 25-yard pass, you were already in field goal range, up a touchdown, and it was a 3rd down and 10, and you threw deep to Carson, and he just had the wrong guy doubled.
Yep.
And it was a guess right receiver reading, 25-yard touchdown, long gain.
Yep.
So
yeah, and then I had a couple things go against me, so it was very tense at the end when that interception.
Yeah, that's just what I was going to ask about. Tell me what was going through your head.
It was like, well, it was a guessed wrong flat. I know. I'll take that all day long, and he just that Strat, right? He picked it off, and it was flat, so he took it to the house, and I thought, whoa, this is. And then like Joe even said in the in his dialogue, he's in the chat. He said, yeah, that missed extra point is going to come back, and which it.
Well, we do have 2-point conversions, so he could have gotten. It wasn't a death kneel, but it was still a 1-score game. But right before you did that, when you got the ball back after the punt, I'm like, 6 minutes to go in the game, 6:50 or whatever, 3 runs and then you had to go and throw it flat. I said, Rick, you're not listening to me. But then you come back after that when I said the same thing, three runs and a punt, and you hit a bomb on a 1st down run call. So that aggressive play call, that aggressive play call style served you really well in this game.
I think so too. I went to the Crowley school of airing it out. That's what I learned now.
Go big or go home. You did it. Well, Dan Fouts, I think he's got to, despite what Peyton did to get you to the Super Bowl, I think he's got to be the MVP here with 14 of 22, 2 touchdowns, and 11.7 yards per attempt average. Man, that's getting it done.
Yeah, all year long. I think he had one just really bad game, and all I can think of is, Paul, if you're out there, thank you for taking Danny White and leaving Dan Fouts for me. I just thank you.
Well, Fouts, his card looks great except for the picks, but that didn't seem to be a problem for you. Aside from that flat pass pick, I don't think you had very many picks in the playoffs.
No, not even really during the season.
Yeah.
It's Peyton that does it. I mean, you have to. His card's too good. You have to call run some of the time, and if people are going to sit back and call pass, I was happy to grind it all day with Peyton.
Yeah. looking at your playoff stats for the entire three games, 3 victories, Peyton ran for 500 yards in 3 games, 6.3 yards per carry average, and 3 touchdowns. And Fouts finished with 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 110.8 quarterback rating with 547 yards and a 64.9% completion percentage. And that is with a rule set that you're lucky if you get a 60% completion percentage, no matter who your quarterback is. So you got to feel good about that performance.
I feel good. He's got a great flat card. I mean, his short is not great, and of course the picks, but the bomb is great, and he's got a great flat. So play to the strengths, right, Dennis? Man,
there you go. There you go. You got to play to your strength. You got to look for the weaknesses of your opponent, but you don't want to let that dictate your game call. You want to, like you said, go with your strengths, and you certainly did that today. So 1986 Summer Sprint champion, your Orange County Ramblers. Congratulations again, Rick.
Thank you,
well
Dennis.
Done.
Looking forward to the next Battle Royale, man.
Yeah, I've been thinking about running a third one during the fall. I'm not sure if I would get enough participants, but maybe a free one or something. But if I got my sound effects up. So congratulations, Orange County Ramblers. Tom will tease. If Tom listens to this, he'll tease me about my timing on the sound effects. So,
Talk soon, Dennis. Thanks, man.
So good job. We'll see, and I'll let you know if we do come up with a third Battle Royale.
Good deal. We'll see you at the Autumn Wind Draft.
All right. Take care.
Take care.
All right. So there you go, folks. That's Rick, the new champion, and the 4th different champion that we've had so far in the league. Like I said, let me pull up that. We've had Paul, myself, and Tyke have won championships, and now we're going to add Rick to the champions page. All right, guys, that's it for this broadcast. I'm going to shut it down. Congratulations, Rick. Sorry, Joe. That means 3 times in a row. That's a rough way to go out. But if you're going to do that, you might as well come in second place in a league you're going to get paid for. So first place gets about 400. Second place gets about 180, I think. And third place, or maybe 200, something like that. And third place gets about 80. Third and fourth place get $80 each. So all the prize money all the entry fees goes back to the prize money. If you want to jump into Battle Royale, look me up. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. Bye.